Hi. Okay, let's let everybody into the room. More people today. We've got more people today. That's beautiful. Amazing. Hopefully, you had a chance to catch up on day one. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Prema, formerly known as Gayle Berry, and I am delighted to welcome you to day two of the Teach Love Challenge. Yesterday was super inspiring. I've loved the feedback that I've got from people about my passion because it is absolutely 100%. It hasn't gone down in 23 years. And so I want to share a little bit more of that passion with you today on day two, which is going to be all about designing your future parent and baby wellness business. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Christina. I'd love for you to drop into the chat box your name and one word to describe how you felt after yesterday. If you were here, what was the word you felt after you came on yesterday's session? Or if you're new and you didn't get to see yesterday, how are you feeling today? Let me know. I'd love to hear, just so I can get a vibe of everybody in the room. So just pop that in there, and I'm just going to run through a little bit of what we're going to do today. So again, same format as yesterday, around about 30 minutes of me sharing. You've got your workbook, which has got amazing questions to complement what you're doing with me. There's a to-do list, or a to-da list, as I like to do it, like go out there and take action for you to do some reflective practice. But remember, this whole experience is about you really feeling into, is this something that I want to pursue? Is this my passion? Do I feel excited? Do I feel motivated? Because that's the thing that is your barometer for joy and bliss in life. Because as I said yesterday, after I discovered baby massage, after leaving my corporate finance career as a lawyer in the city, I have never worked a day in my life in 23 years. I have been blessed with time, freedom, flexibility, experience, travel, joy of seeing transformation in front of my eyes. And that for me is how I value success. It's actually in how peaceful my life has been. And that's what I want to kind of offer you that opportunity to feel into it. Does this feel exciting? Does this feel like something that I want to do in the future? So let's have a little look at everyone this morning. Christina, good morning. Rachel is inspired. Christina is excited. Alexa is inspired. Charles is intrigued. Amazing. Hero is, or Sarah is inspired and intrigued. Amazing. So we are going to go through today a little bit about designing your future. So could you put into the chat box what would who dream for their future at the moment? Who's got a clear vision of what it is that they want to create? Because I'd love to know that, because that's a really big part of bringing your reality into life. Is having a very clear vision, is having an intention, is having a desire. When you have that, that's the power of creation. And then when we take aligned action, in coherence with that intention, that's when you create your reality. It is actually as simple as that. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely as simple as that. We make it really complicated as human beings. So, who's got an idea of what they want their business to feel like, or do you want to pop anything in there about, what it is that's brought you here, really? Let's have a little look. Christina wants to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. Entrepreneurship is like creativity in action every day. So you have the opportunity to create whatever you want. You're your own boss. You have freedom. You have flexibility. You can work your own hours. You can charge what you believe your classes are worth, or what it is that what you're offering is worth. The other side, because I'm going to keep it real for you guys, I definitely don't want to not be honest, is that it also involves showing up. It also involves doing work, because you're everything in your business. You're not just one department. You're not just teaching. You're also sales. You're also marketing. You're also getting things. You're cleaning up. You're the cleaner for your class before you go there. You're going to be everything in your business. And so multitasking is a skill that all entrepreneurs need, but a lot of the people who train with me are mothers, all working with families. And I think that also as a woman, we have these innate skills that make us really good at multitasking. And when you put that skill set with your passion and purpose, that also creates, it gives you the ability to create anything as an entrepreneur. So let's have a little look in here. So Amy is saying, I studied massage. I wanted to be a midwife. So this combines both, and I want to control my life and have time for my son. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Amy. I think this is Sarah who's coming through now. Freedom to create my own hours, offer support to parents and children in a way I didn't feel supported with a young child. Yeah, absolutely. Alexa says something that uses my teaching experience but in a more free way, something I can fit around being present for my daughter. Amazing. And Rachel, I want to continue my passion for child development and create a business which supports new parents. Amazing. So those of you who commented, you are 100% in the right place here. And as I mentioned yesterday, a little bit about my story is that it was a huge quantum leap into the unknown when I left my corporate career, because I'd spent so much time studying. I had 7 years at university and I really had a dream job. I'd been sponsored through law school, everything, but I was not fulfilled. And when I had a family, I knew that it was unsustainable. And one thing that I would say that we help you do in Blossom and Berry is we're not going to promise you that you're going to start your business and suddenly make 10 grand months, or have this amount of salary. I would never ever say that to somebody, because ethically I can't guarantee any of that. But what I can say is that teaching baby massage and baby yoga, it's a lifestyle business that allows you to create a sustainable income that gives you money for doing what you love and being of service to others. And for me, to be honest, I didn't have a plan B. It was either teaching parent and baby wellness classes or nothing. Nothing else was making me excited. Nothing else was making me interested. So for me, I had to trust that and I had to go forward from that place, even though it was a huge leap. I think at the time, this was like 23 years ago, I was 26 when I got pregnant. And I think my salary back then, over 20 years ago, as a lawyer in the city, was about £45,000 back then. So that was what I had to let go of. But, peace, freedom, flexibility is my wealth, not the wealth of money, because money is amazing, but it can also create a trap. If you have a big income, you spend it. You have a big house, a big car, all of these different things, but then your amount of actual time and freedom to do what you want with who you want can be restricted. So there's a lot of freedom in teaching love, because baby massage and baby yoga really works around having a young family, or for some people who are midwives or health professionals, it can be like a side hustle, because you're not getting that one-to-one experience with clients. A lot of midwives, health visitors are missing that. They're missing that relational aspect of their job because they're just doing paperwork and it's transactional. So it gives you that freedom to pursue your passion. And we've got lots of examples in the community of people who built up practices like within a year or two, who are running 3 to 4 classes a week, baby massage, baby yoga. They're also doing one-to-ones. You can do workshops. For example, let me give you an example of what I was doing when I was teaching in my local area. So I would be doing 2 to 3 classes a week, some of baby massage, some of baby yoga. I was also doing one-to-ones, going to people's homes and helping them with very colicky babies, because they didn't have the confidence to come out because their baby was so unsettled, and they were completely lost. There was no help and support. And that desire really came from, that was my situation with my baby, is I had a colicky baby. No one even told me what colic was. I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh, this is dreadful. Like I've got nowhere to go, and no one could understand. So I actually developed, that's part of the reason why I went to baby massage, and part of the reason why I developed these workshops called Happy Tummy Workshops, to help one-to-one clients with colicky babies. I was also doing a little bit of workshops, like once a month or once every other month, for like local charities working with babies with special needs. I also worked for the local Sure Start Centre. They're called family hubs. So I would do a class a week for them. And then I'd also like pick up bits and pieces online. And it just grew in that way. Now I don't tend to teach that much because I'm teaching you guys, but I still get to go to amazing festivals. So last couple of years I've been to a festival called Medicine Festival, and there I've been able to be in the baby tent and run both my sound classes and my baby massage classes, go to the festival, be in an amazing environment. And for me, again, that's a joy, that's a gift. So there's so many different opportunities that you can create by teaching. It's not just one 6-week class. A lot of the training programs are just going to teach you how to do a 4-week class or a 6-week class. We don't do that. We say, this is what we can offer you. How can you bring together what you want to co-create the most perfect class for you so that you're an authentic teacher? So some people put in, play and messy play and creativity and making things and like bright colors and music and everything like that. And some people have the most stripped down classes where it's just all about being present. And that is to do with how you feel. We do also help you to set up your business online, because there are many places in the world where there is no baby massage instructor in the local area. So in that way, we can reach out online to people and offer sessions via Zoom. Now, during COVID, this is where this really happened. So all of our teachers really were teaching in person. And then suddenly, in 2 weeks, I had to train everybody to help them get their business online. And some people had never had a relationship with technology before that time and they were scared, but we taught them how to use Zoom to be able to teach, and that's all included in the course as well. And there's also the opportunities to collaborate, like I said, with charities, family hubs, nurseries, local clinics. There's lots of people who could benefit from bringing, other businesses bringing in baby massage into what they're doing, like cranial osteopathy, private midwifery. You can work with nurseries in terms of hiring the room in a nursery, perhaps on a Saturday and Sunday, and doing Saturday, Sunday classes there. So there's lots of space for freedom, I'd say, the freedom of teaching love. That's really like a core belief and value of Blossom and Berry. Let's just have a little look at the chat in here. We have flexibility to enjoy what I do and spend more time with my family. I was also in this position with my first baby. I felt like I was drowning and I wanted to connect with parents and give them support that I didn't have, which is the foundation of my sleep consultancy as well. I'm hoping that this will complement my sleep consultancy. Yeah, absolutely. And what I'm doing is creating more information for people who are parenting coaches about somatic practices. Do you remember I talked yesterday about somatic practices? Somatic means through the body, from the body. So a lot of things in the parenting world are from the mind. What should I do? Please tell me what to do. What is the advice? What is the guidance? What can I read to understand what it is I'm supposed to be doing? Well, somatic practices are like, how do I feel? What is my baby telling me through their body language, their cues, how much we're connecting through touch, through movement, through the micro moments that are connected through deep presence in what we call the love bubble. That's what we talk about, that felt parenting, somatic parenting. And so it can be introduced into anything you're doing that is around supporting parents, but rather than coming from the mind, this time we really want to come from the body, because it's so much more powerful, because babies only understand the world through their felt senses in their body until they're about 18 months. So everything else we're doing, it might make sense to us, but it doesn't make sense to a baby until it's felt, until it's a somatic practice. So that's the power there. So you're not just going to be teaching a class, you're changing the first story that a baby hears in the world. And that story is going to be the story of love, the story of care, the story of safety, and the story of trust. And that's the story that a parent's body tells their baby when they're doing these somatic practices. And there's so much peace that can come from this. So let me tell you a few, like, well, no, let's talk a little bit more about purpose as well. So when you are teaching 2 to 3 classes, it gives you the opportunity to do what you love. And for the time that you're actually serving or working, you're getting paid a really good hourly rate, because the average number of people in a baby massage class is about 8. And then the price that people invest into it varies, but it can be between 10 to £20 per session wherever you are. So once you've streamlined your venue and you know what it is you're doing, you can just put your attention onto just generating more and more clients through building community. And that's what we teach you, is how business is basically relational, not transactional. So the more you serve, the more you show up, the more you communicate, the more you co-create, the more you collaborate, the more you connect with others, the more abundance you will find in your business. So it's not about sales, it's not about persuading someone to give you money, it's about how can I be in deep service to parents and babies in my community. Now, some teachers immediately go full time into this, in that they leave their jobs and they do this and give it all of their energy. Some people go part time, so they just drop down a few hours at their current job and they make that transition into entrepreneurship. Some people work at the weekend, some people just do one-to-ones. So there's a lot of flexibility in what freedom and passion and purpose looks like for you. But you are going to have a deep sense of satisfaction, because when you see through baby massage the connection that's happening in real time, that bonding, you're literally watching love in action. And the tears that sometimes come from parents, or the sense of gratitude of like, finally I'm home, I'm connecting with my baby, all this time I've been searching somewhere and actually the answer was here right in front of me. You get to be part of that. So it's incredibly fulfilling and satisfying and an absolute joy and a gift, which again is why I've been doing this for over 20 years. So we've had lots of amazing, successful teachers over the years. We have a program called the Village Visionary, which is our full it's our signature program. It's 6 individual courses which enable you to create an integrated practice from pregnancy to 2. Takes you all the way through with our baby confidence courses, newborn nurture, our colic consultant course, and you also get coaching with me as well. So the Village Visionaries are a very special group of people, and every year we have an event to showcase their vision. They talk on stage in London to share their journey to becoming a village visionary. And we've had some incredible stories. One of my teachers, Leanne, she actually came from a situation where she had severe mental health struggles during pregnancy. She actually decided to take her own life while she was pregnant with her baby. But through love and luck and maybe a little angel looking after her, when she went to drive to the place that she was intending to end her life, someone found her and managed to convince her not to do that. That sliding door moment meant that she has become devoted and dedicated to teaching about mental health during pregnancy and postpartum as well. So she became a village visionary, and she's using all of the courses to do one-to-one sessions with women and to create an incredible mental health checklist for women during pregnancy, so that they can see those early warning signs that she became aware of, and then really it snowballed, and then she was at that point where her life could have been completely different. So she's an amazing example. So she's running one-to-one classes. She actually does a lot online as well, because she lives in Scotland, right up quite far away from everyone, but yet she's still dedicated to being of service to parents and babies. We also have one of our teachers, Nicole. She was running some parent and baby wellness classes, but when she enrolled on the Village Visionary program, she added more to her practice. But also, she became so much more confident because when she had her son, she had 2 very different experiences with her sons. With the second son, she had postnatal depression, and she developed like a fear of going outside, a fear of being in social situations, and she started her baby massage classes to help her to have that reason to go out and to connect and actually bring community together in service of others, but also to help herself. Now, she had no experience of speaking on stage ever at all. And she stood on stage and told her story in front of everyone. And she was in tears because she never ever believed that this could ever be possible, to be standing in her power, talking about her passion and purpose. And she's actually had a complete 360 personal transformation as well as a professional one as well. And all these case studies, you can actually find them on our YouTube channel if you want to go into them in a little bit more detail. We have Jodie, who was a nurse, and then she gave up her nursing job. She's got 4 children, and now she's running baby massage and baby yoga classes in her community. I could go on and on and on and on. We've had people who've opened hubs, a bit like private family hubs for their community, who've then rented out rooms within their premises to other people. We've had people who've done product lines, written books. We had 14 winners at a national mumpreneur competition a few years back. So there's a lot of success in the Blossom and Berry community. And when you come, you can get a study buddy and you join us in our community events, in our Facebook group. So you can learn not just from me, but all of these amazing teachers as well. There's also midwives who've added this on, particularly overseas. I've had a lot of midwives in private practice that have added baby massage on as an extra service for clients. And we have teachers, I think, in over 30 countries. So we're all kind of adding to this beautiful collective pot of inspiration. So let's have a little look in the chat box here. There's a few more comments. Charles says, I've taken voluntary redundancy from my job as I want to stay home with my daughter for longer. Maternity leave is due to be over next month. I want something meaningful and flexible to learn and build from. Amazing. Yes. And if you've ever done any type of teaching, that's going to help you to transfer those skills into what you're doing. But do you remember what I said yesterday? That I started off life with I don't think I was telling you guys, it was another teaching I did at the weekend. So I started off life as a lawyer with a terrible blushing complex and social anxiety. Whenever anyone would ask me a question, or if I had to even speak in a group meeting, I would go red from here to here. And when I say red, I mean burning hot, sweaty red, all creeping up my face. It was awful. I would do anything to not speak in public. And so the idea of teaching or presenting something, I literally just felt sick to my core in my stomach. And the reason was because I was completely inauthentic as a lawyer. I'd managed to get this job, but I didn't really like law. I didn't think I was very good at it, even though people were telling me that I was. I didn't like the environment. I didn't like the politics. I didn't like any of it. And so when I had to speak, my body simply wouldn't let me. It just went woof, like bright red. And so when I decided to be a baby massage teacher, I was like, okay, I get it. You love the babies and you want to build community, but you've actually got to teach. And you know that when you open your mouth, you go bright red. So what's all this about? In my very first class, which was in my front room with 2 parents and babies over 23 years ago, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I'd done some preparation, had a plan, but I didn't exactly know what I was going to say. And when I opened my mouth, just what came out just felt completely natural, and all of that blushing complex, the embarrassment, everything like that completely disappeared. So I went from that to that was my first step. Then obviously I've become a teacher. I've appeared in adverts for big brands all around the world. I've also spoken on the TEDx stage about why love matters for babies to over 1,300 people. So that's my journey. So if you haven't got any teaching experience, or the idea of presenting in front of others is a bit scary, I feel you. I know that was my story. But when you get in sharing something that you love, it makes a huge transformation. So I would love to put you now in a little breakout room like we did yesterday, and I would love for you to share with your partner what is your greatest vision for your parent and baby wellness business. If you could tap into that future you in, say, 2 years' time, what would that future you be saying that you have done? What have you completed? What is the lifestyle that you're living? So I want you to say it as in, I'm running a successful parent and baby wellness business. I have 6 classes a week. I have time for my family. I get to do what I love. I've got one-to-one clients. I'm planning on doing a product range, or I've got t-shirts, or I've got a journal. I want you to talk about it. I am doing this now. Okay, in the first person, sharing that with your partner. So you're just going to listen to them and you're going to encourage them and you're going to say, yes, okay, yeah, great. And then this is how we anchor in that future vision of you. Trust me, play with me. This is what I do all the time. This is how I went from nothing with 3 children under 3.5, no time, no idea, no money, to where I am now with a million, over £1 million business, 30 teachers, 30 countries with teachers around the world, all of the incredible gifts that I've had, my charity, everything that started there. That's it. All right. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes each, and then I'm going to bring you back. So the universe is going to help me out with the breakout rooms here. You might have 3 people in one room, so you can just make it a little bit shorter if that is the case. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's one room with 3 people. So yeah, have a little share and I'll bring you back. It's just a short 5 minute max exercise. All right, so off you go. Right, everyone's coming back now from the Zoom rooms, breakout rooms. How was that for everybody? Put a word in. Was it weird? I want to challenge you to start thinking in different ways. Was it a bit odd? Who found it a bit uncomfortable? Be honest, it's fine if you do. It's practice. It's practice. I can only teach you from what I do. And what I know within works for me, but it's not for everybody. So take what you want from that and leave what doesn't. So you want from that something in the chat box to describe. Did you like that or not? It was lovely with Rachel, and to hear someone else's goals, amazing. Um, it was lovely to meet Amy. She's a beautiful person. Thank you for the opportunity. Amazing. And if that didn't sit with you, that's totally fine as well. This is the journey. That's what I said. Like Blossom and Berry is as much about personal transformation as it is about professional transformation and meeting other people that are going to support you and be your cheerleaders along the way. Okay, so the workbook. We have lots of questions today. I hope you're looking at the workbook because it will help you as well. It talks about like how flexible, meaningful life work might change your life. What's the differences you might feel? And there's a little page there where you can write down a little bit like what we've just done now. It's like, what would your dream day look like when you're teaching parent and baby wellness? And it's like, who are you with, where are you, all of these things. It's really important to anchor this in because when you know what you want, then you just reverse engineer it. So if you want to be a parent and baby wellness teacher, the first thing you need to do is you need to train as one. So that's why we can help you. That's why I'm taking you on this journey, because if it is for you, I can help you with that part. If it isn't, if that isn't what you see in your future, then training as a baby massage and yoga teacher isn't going to help you or serve you. So it's good to know at the beginning, is that where I want to be? Because nothing changes if nothing changes. And yes, change is scary, but also staying where you are and accepting what you have when you're not happy, that's also scary too. Because all we know is that unless we start to choose better things for ourselves, we either stay the same or get worse. In fact, nothing actually stays the same. So there's a danger that things are just going to get worse. So that's why we have to have the bravery as human beings to step up and choose what it is you want. Look at a baby. A baby comes into the world, it can't do anything. And it has to choose every day to learn, to trust, to be able to roll over, to be able to start to crawl. The number of times that a baby pulls itself up and falls down. Like life is just about growth. Whether you're a baby or whether you're an adult, you're still learning, still having complete experiences every day outside of your control. The only thing you can choose is, what do I want for myself? What do I choose for me? And that's when we get to start being sovereign in the direction that we're going. And I get it, that it's a human response to still have that fear. But it's like, how do I work with my nervous system navigate that, and it works for me. So have a look at that. And there's a little vision map there that you can write out, and that's a really powerful kind of tool to anchor in what we've done today. So are there any questions? Any questions people have, you can either unmute and ask me, or you can pop them in the chat box. Anything from today or yesterday? Yesterday was all about why we're doing this, how we're going to change the world with love in the first 1001 days by teaching baby massage and baby yoga. Today's been about your vision. What's your part in that? So any questions or anything anyone has to pop in the chat or on mic, I'm open to receive that. Whilst you're doing that, if anyone has any questions, I'll just tell you about tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be doing a little bit of teaching. So I suggested if you do have something that you can practice a little bit of baby massage or baby yoga on, it's anything that has 2 arms and 2 legs. Someone said they were going to bring their real baby. That's absolutely fine as long as you've asked their permission and they're in quiet alert, and that's a good time for them. Babies are always in charge in classes. If you haven't got that, then a teddy, like even something really tiny like this, still could do a little bit of on the arms and the legs, whatever it is, just to have a little bit of an embodied experience of what it feels like to be in a class. It's going to be like a short demonstration, like 15 minutes at the most, and then there'll be some reflection at the end of that as well. So let's see, any questions? Everyone's being shy again. Anyone have anything that they want to say? Oh, Amy's saying, oh, Christine is saying she was a bit uncomfortable, but a thought came up regarding mother and baby homes, especially young teenage mothers. Yeah, so I've taught teenage mothers. Normally you apply to work in that situation, and you're often funded by the charity or by the local primary care trust. And it was a really interesting experience because the mothers I was teaching were pretty much only kind of 16, 17, 18, but and it was challenging to some degree because at that age the maturity wasn't there to really understand like what I was saying about why. But what we did do is we used more fun, so more opportunities to like interact with baby. Like we just did more practical work rather than sort of the theory, and we made the sessions a lot shorter. And then at the end, rather than having a discussion, we just kind of sat around and just like everyone was cuddling their babies and we just talked. So you can adapt the way that we teach to each individual group. If you put teenage mums 16, 17, 18 into a sharing circle and say, okay, share what's on your heart, potentially that's too much for them to be able to step into that, because that takes a level of maturity. So we're always adapting to give the best possible experience for the mums and dads in front of us. So yeah, but that's definitely possible to do. Let's have a look. We have got a little comment here. Melissa, thank you, Gayle. As always, it was motivating. See you tomorrow. She has to leave. Okay, no worries. All right, so it looks like we haven't got any more questions for today. So let's just make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to go hands-on, and you're going to actually step into experiencing a little bit of teaching in your own front room from me. So anything you want to share? We've got the WhatsApp group. I'll be sending the replay of this over if you joined a few minutes late. And yeah, you can always reach out to me and ask me any questions in the meantime. I'm in the WhatsApp group, so you can just private message me. And then tomorrow as well, tomorrow night, there's going to be something really special because you've come on this challenge with us. You'll get a certificate of completion if you've come to all 3 days. So I tell you how you can do that. But also there'll be something very special that is a little bit secret that only you guys get to know tomorrow night. And I'll just leave it at that. So if you are interested in joining us, definitely pay attention to what's happening tomorrow. And yeah, there'll be some fun, generous gifts coming out your way. Okay, all right. Well, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Sending you all the love. And yeah, let's connect soon. All right. Bye-bye.